So lamb ragu risotto with cauliflower rice risotto. That doesn't sound right. Let's call it lamb ragu cauliflower risotto. The first, this is a ketogenic channel, but so if you're not keto dieter, like that's totally fine. You can just make the real risotto with a real rice. I just replaced that rice to the cauliflower. I was even surprised because this was my first time to make the risotto with cauliflower rice, like textures and flavors, and it was really good. So I recommend you to try this out. So there are 3 key benefits of choosing lamb meat over the beef. By the way, this recipe works really well with the beef. So if you're going to go with the beef, choose the beef chuck, and this is going to be very juicy beef ragu. You can get decent, more consistent quality of lamb meat, because sometimes beef quality can be very tricky because it varies. You can get really cheap and quality beef, nice quality beef if you know the butcher. And you don't have to worry about whether it's grass-fed or not, because the lamb only eats grass. 3.5 to 1 omega-3 6 ratios. Fantastic for the bulk cooking process, a bit lengthy, like you have to stay in the kitchen for like 3 hours. But the thing is, I did this batch with 1 whole lamb shoulder, and I got like 6 containers of 2 portions each and freeze them. So whenever I want to cook for myself, or whenever I have a guest, you can just pull out and microwave, or you can just heat it up in the pot straight. Serve it with any keto bread. You can do it as a soup. So this recipe is super versatile. That's pretty much it. I'll show you how to cook. Okay, starting with the ingredient list. By the way, all the ingredient list and recipe is in the description box below, so you can always go and check those out. So for the tomato, you can use whole fresh tomatoes or mix like what I did here, or just whole tomato tins. If you prefer like seedless, skinless, just use the tomato tins. Okay, now we are ready for everything. Let's start cooking. Okay, we're dicing celeries, carrots and onions here. So basically you're just making the long sticks and dice it. This is such a calming activity if you take your time, and it can annoy you so much if you are in a hurry. So it's up to you, just take your time and try to do it nicely. And we are going to saute our vegetable in low medium heats, and in the meantime we can prep our meats. Yeah, so basically we are dicing our lamb and we're going to seal. So just pat a bit of the lamb and then to trim the fat if you need to, and we are going to seal them in like medium-high heat. So this process develops the good flavor of the meat while we are going to braise our meat, and also it shortens the whole process in the pot as well. But you can definitely skip this process if you're in a hurry, or if you just can't be bothered by doing this because it's gonna splash everywhere. That's totally fine. As soon as your meat ready, you can just put that in your pot, and we're going to put like bay leaves and cinnamon coil, and we're going to put our red wine to reduce to really small amount of liquids left. So it's basically you evaporate all the liquids until we have really thick mixtures. And we're going to add the chicken stock and do the exactly same thing. So it will take about like 10 minutes, and you are going to put the tomato tins or tomatoes into the pot. And from this time we're going to braise it for at least 2 hours up to 3 hours. You can season at the end of the braising. Okay, we're now ready, and we're going to make a cauliflower risotto. This is totally game changer. As I said in the first, like this is very flavorful and tasty. So we're gonna make the sofrino, which is just like making the celeries and onions translucent. So you can be gentle here on medium-low heat because we don't want any colors on them. We just want to cook through all the way without the color. However, I have some colors in my risotto, so you can definitely do better than me. Now we are going to add cauliflower rices on the top of this pan and make the heat to the medium high. So in this process, we just want to make the whole cool temperature of the mixture high, so we can add our wine and stock later. At this stage, I'm seasoning and I am pouring red wine, but you can definitely do the white wine if you have one. So about like 5 minutes later, you just pour the chicken stock and you cook it through for another like 10 minutes. Voila, that's it. So I'm pouring my lamb ragu on the top of the pan straight, so it can be kinda shared dish. This is like 2 portions of the food. So I am grating lots of Gouda cheese here, but any semi-hard cheese like Parmesan will do pretty much perfectly. And you can just sprinkle with the parsleys or lemon zest and lemon juices here. And I'm going to serve this lemon with my whole dish, so whoever want more acidic, they can do their lemons by themselves. And I'm going to show you how to make this crunch body course lettuce salad to go with. This creamy and refreshing salad goes really well, especially with the meat dishes. So start with a horseradish yogurt dressing. We need course lettuce, of course, parsley, Parmesan cheese, and these almond and olive crumbs. These guys will add nice bites and flavors. To make this, bake the mixture of almond meal with egg whites and olive oil in an oven for 40 to 50 minutes until it turns to the golden brown. Bake the olives at the same time for about half an hour longer and cool it and chop it. To assemble, mix the lettuce with the dressing really well so all the leaves are completely covered with the dressing. Transfer to the bowl, sprinkle parsley, crumbs, and lots of Parmesan. Mix well with again just before you eat it, so every lettuce leaves are completely covered again with those all the goodies. You can add the bacon pieces if you like to do more like Caesar. Yeah, anyway, thanks for the watching, and I just want to say this really quick. This is my first official video I made. If you like to take this journey with me, a video of something inspirational and creative, also delicious keto recipes, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.